What's going on, everybody? Back in the studio 2 weeks later. So, how's everybody doing? Give us a comment. Let us know how the other episode was. Like I said in the end of it, we're still working out some kinks. Yeah, it's episode 12, but we're still working it out. But yeah, kind of just a recap. So on my end,
it rained last night.
Yeah.
We needed it.
The basic conversation for everybody when they don't have nothing to say. They always talk about the weather.
You say your dad is tall?
Yeah, but for me, nothing major. Just schedule change on my end. I'm on night shift now.
Sweet.
So 1800 to 06. It's been an adjustment, but I like it better as far as working out wise because when I get home, I'll go to bed and then get up about 1:30 and then go run, work out, and then have plenty of time to get all my shit ready. So I like it. I mean, it is what it is. You gotta get through it, but it's all right. I remember the first night going in, just like everybody on your Monday, because you're not really used to it. So on that Monday, because
you're fucking jazzed up.
Yeah, you have your days off and you're ready to go, and then so that Monday's good, and then I think it was the general.
I gotta do this again tomorrow.
Yeah, so everybody, man. Like I remember the sergeant hit us a text, and she's like, "Wake up, everybody!" And I mean, I hit a wall, man. I was there. I was
during
ready.
Your shift.
Yeah, I mean, everyone was just quiet though, like because there's no calls for service, but nobody like there was no activity. But I mean, everybody was ready to rock and roll, but still, it was just like everybody felt it, man. But it like I said, that Monday always sucks, but then once you get in the groove of it, it's
check this out. Yesterday, go ahead. Yesterday after I dropped you off, I was going east on Henderson, right? Your street.
Yeah.
Off the street. And you know where that little Java place is where everyone gets those Red Bull drinks?
Right there, but for the
where your
shopping center
ATM thing.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I put my blinker, and I was switching into the closest lane to the curb, and fucking the PD was like pulled out. Like, hey, I had my blinker on, so I kept going. And then I was thinking like in his head, like, oh, fuck this motherfucker. So then, like, he followed me all the way to freaking Plano. But I got him, though, because on J Street, he was going to turn. And then I was going, so yeah, I got that red light, and I got the green, and like in his, I don't know, I was just like, in his head, he's like, fuck that. So he turned his lights on. I was like, oh, fuck, he pulled me over, and he ran the red light, and then he fucking kept going. So I'm back, motherfucker. And then he turned on plane, and I was like, what the fuck you following me for? Like, he would have hit me, though, it would have been his fault.
Yeah, well, I mean, even though you're a cop, you could still be at fault with the accident. That being said, shout out to Franny. I work with him, and he might be mad, but yeah, he's been in a couple. He could attest to that, but anywho,
would you have to get another officer to make a report?
Yeah, it depends where it's at. But yeah, if it's in the city, you'll get an officer. They'll do a report. But if it's outside of county or wherever it's at, it's a CHP or whatever city.
No, if the officer was involved, you have to.
Yeah, it's gonna be a different guy, different person, officer. But but yeah, that was pretty much it for me. I mean, I just did my working out, running, nothing too crazy. But finally, this weather, man, is way better, so we could start getting back into the groove.
Especially in the morning time, it's cool. Last week, when I took off Thursday down south to my brother-in-law's, sister-in-law's, and that LA traffic, man, it's fucking no joke. So when I was leaving, my estimated time was like 3 hours and 30 minutes.
What time did you guys leave?
Well, no, leaving down there.
Yeah, what time did you go?
I left right after I took the kids, so it was like 8:30.
Okay.
And so it was 3 hours and 30 minutes, and then as I'm getting farther, I look at it, it's like 3 hours and 40 minutes. I've been driving for 20 minutes, and it went up. And then it was just like from the after the Grapevine all the way to like a little past Riverside area, San Bernardino. It was just
one of my buddies when I worked in Huron, he was from right there in Dowdy. Where's that? It's right there down south somewhere.
Oh, I never heard of it.
So it's right there in that area. But what he would do, he was working graveyards, and he knew like by the time he would leave. When he get to the Grapevine, the traffic he was already fucked.
Yeah.
So what he would do, he had a Prius like mine, and he had the windows tint on the back, and he would just lay it down flat because it's almost like could be
Oh
like
yeah,
a
it
bed.
goes pretty flat.
So he goes to the grapevine and then he'll just pass out right there. Once he gets to the grapevine, go to sleep, and then for like a couple hours. Then once traffic clears up, then he'll just take off again. He's over there in Idaho now, so somewhere over there.
Potatoes.
Yeah, but you so when you guys go,
and then the next day we went to back on that Thursday night, my brother-in-law did a Karen move, Mark. So this is the first time I've ever seen someone do it in real life. It was funny. It wasn't funny for us because we went to Olive Garden, and when my sister-in-law
did somebody call the cops? Was there cops called over breadsticks?
No. So my sister-in-law went there. She got us on the waiting list. So we had to go pick up some kids and come back. So it was probably like a good hour and a half, and they had told her it was going to be 2 hours. So we thought maybe 30 minutes. So we go in there to check how much time's left in the waiting. And they're, oh, it's going to be an hour and a half to 2 hours. Well, we just checked in, and you said that 2 hours ago. And we're all right. Well, they said that's the wait time. So we went to the mall. And we looked at shoes. We getting a couple
you thought it was gonna be like on Goodfellas when you walked in. Oh, get him a table in the front.
Yeah, like we're going to bed. Everything's going our way. Everyone's like, fuck. And so we go to the mall and we got some shoes. And then so probably like an hour passed, and I was hungry, and I know Mark was probably hungry. And we go back, and then they tell us again it's gonna be an hour and a half. And then
taco truck.
They're an hour and a half, but it may vary. So I was like, I don't know what the fuck that means. Like, is it gonna go down or up? And then, well, Mark, so I want to talk to a manager. Give me a manager right now. I was like, oh,
here we go. Here we go.
I was like, hell yeah. And then, so, oh, well, table just opened. You still want to talk to the manager? I'm like, what the fuck? So then he's like, yeah, I still want to talk to the manager. And yeah, but right when he dropped that, we got a table, and we're good.
Yeah, I mean, nobody wants to be that next viral video on fucking YouTube where guy freaks out at Olive Garden.
3 hour wait. They don't fuck around though, because nowadays when you put bad reviews and stuff like that, it could hurt their business.
But over here, I don't know if it's the same, but over here they have you put your number in, and then you go do whatever you're gonna do, and they'll text you and say, hey, your table's ready, come over here.
Well, shit, if we did that, we wouldn't have got a text for 5 hours.
The next day.
Yeah, and then, so the next day that's when we left to Vegas. We were supposed to leave earlier, but we ended up leaving like at 1. And, fuck.
How long did it take to get over there?
Fuck, it felt like an hour with Mike driving. He's fucking going at 90 all the way over there. It's fucking nuts. And then, we made it there. It was fun though. We Friday night we we went to dinner. We had a nice dinner, and there was
a calm before the storm.
Yeah, and then so there was a promoter, and so I guess what the promoters do is they put you on guest lists, and the number of people that get put in there that go to the club, they get paid for it if they get more customers inside the club. So that was the first time I ever did that. So it was about 2 in the morning, like almost 2 in the morning, and we're still out and about, and we went to the club, and it was badass. It was a rave setting, but it was new music, so it was cool. It was everyone dancing and
like today's music or old school music,
like late 90s and today's music, like just like the like DMX, like the
classic shit.
Yeah, like the ones that the bangers.
But it still had that like rave beat going.
No, they had the vibe, like it had the strobe lights, everything.
Oh, okay, like ambiance.
Yeah, then it had looked like the fire extinguishers coming down, shooting out. It was cool. We liked it, and that was the first night. We ended up getting back about almost 5 o'clock, 4:30, 5 o'clock. So.
That's like normal though. Like when you go to Vegas, it's like it's almost normal to be out till like 3 in the morning. It
was funny though, cause like me not drinking, so you get to see everybody else, and there was one guy, he was like on the phone, yeah, I'm going right now. But he's like all drunk. It's like, dude, it's like 4 o'clock. Where are you going? You ain't gonna go to bed. But he was like already slurring, all loud. I was like, you're going to jail. That's where you're going. Shit.
In his head, he was already there though.
Yeah. And then you just have like the party people, like just while you're going to go next party, just ready to go. But that was cool. Then the next day we kind of we took it. We took it during the day. We kind of took it easy. Went Went to get massages. That was cool. And
Where'd you guys stay at?
it was called Tahiti Village. It was a nice little resort. It was a little off the strip though, but we only had like a month in advance, so everything was pretty packed. But I guess it was because the Bears were playing the Raiders that weekend.
Oh, okay.
So when those games go on, it's always packed.
Oh, yeah.
And that night we ended up going to a few strip clubs, and yeah, it was
Typical strip club.
well, fuck. Like the first one was like goddamn. Fuck. I was like, let's get the hell out of here.
It was their B squad.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on with that one, and
They're probably because COVID. They were hurting for nobody wanted to go back to work.
yeah, they were hurting for something. I think we were there a total of like 10 minutes, no more than 10 minutes, because we got a drink, one drink, and that was it, and then we left.
It's like on The Simpsons where the dad walks into that burlesque house. He walks in and then walks right out.
Yeah, he sees Bart. Yeah, that one. But that one was kind of grimy, and then we ended up going to a couple of.
So it was like what was it? Like the sugar daddies here in Visalia.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
I guess
man.
Farmersville.
Yeah, or no, but yeah, between mine.
Yeah.
But yeah, then we went to a few other ones. It was fun. We had a good time, and then we ended up going to some clubs after that. And shit, that night we didn't get back till daylight, and then that was kind of like the last party night. And then the next day we went to that Top Golf.
Oh,
and
yeah.
just took it easy that night. The rest on that Sunday.
How was those games? It's like you just have to hit it like a certain spot, or to
So
get
what we
points or
did
shit?
with the one we do, we did the first game we did was there's sections like netting, and yeah, then you get points for everyone you hit in the sections.
Oh, okay.
And then but the last one we did was the longest drive. So if you hit the far, because there's a net, but the higher you hit the net, the higher it generates how far it's gonna go. So yeah, we did that one. That was cool. I got 234. I got the longest one.
All the way to the right though.
Yeah, but yeah, it was a fun weekend. We had a couple of people that were supposed to show up, but they didn't show up. But we still had fun.
Or are we gonna have another one like for everybody else that's coming?
We're going golfing in Bakersfield.
What's the course?
Exotic
Kitty course. I think it's a club.
I'm having deja vu. Yeah, but the buddies that didn't go, they said that they're gonna show up a couple days early for the wedding, and then we'll go out that night, have like a mini bachelor party.
I'm down to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was a good weekend. We had fun.
Yeah, I was just hanging out, but yesterday we it was pretty cool. We had like a lot of where we grew up in Dogtown, like we always say, all of us a lot from the street right there, and we all hung out, and we all went to, if you lived right there, you went to Outside Creek, which is like a little elementary school right down the road. And so yesterday I went to Buffalo Wild Wings with yeah, some of the people that lived there, majority of them, like except for Vern, but a lot of the other ones, we all grew up there, and it was cool, man. It's like last time we seen it, Cassie and Steve, that was years ago.
Well, we
man.
seen Steve, it was like 10 years ago?
Oh, yeah.
But that's what I was saying, the last time I seen Cass and shit, that we were still in probably like 7th grade, 8th grade, or no, 6th grade, because they were 2 years above us.
Yeah, they're
So when they graduated, that's the last time we seen them.
Yeah, but it's cool, man. Like you see everybody like that you grew up with, going to school with, everyone's doing good and shit. And it was a good time, man. We all just hung out and shoot the shit. But we're also talking about Outside Creek, and yeah, everybody, man. and then everybody you talk to who went there, I mean, it's not a knock on the school. It was just like a old school. It was old school, and I mean, everybody has their stories and shit. But there was one teacher in particular. I mean, it was during our era, so
everything was more laid back, and it's kind of back then. It's like the teacher. You'd have to do what the teacher says, and if you're fucking up, it's not. It's your fault, not the teacher's.
Yeah, majority of the time it wasn't like I don't think really the parents got involved all that much.
Mm-mm.
I mean, there's one scenario, I'll save that one for another time, but that one was my mom got involved. But anyways,
It might have been a switchblade involved.
Yeah. So this one, he was, and it's funny, dude. Like seeing this stuff, like some of the stuff that happened now, and even with even with the generations we're talking about, like the stuff that happened at the school now. If the stuff that happened then happened now, it would be all over the news.
They wouldn't know. The kids today wouldn't know how to react.
Yeah.
If someone talked to them like that or did what they did to us,
the teacher would be fired.
Yeah.
Be a lawsuit. Be on all the news outlets, everything.
But on the fucking guillotine.
Yeah, dude. And so, anyways, so it was the one of our teachers that we had. We'll leave his name out of it because he went through. He's probably going through enough already as it is.
Yeah.
But so, anyways, he just started. He was a real cool guy, and in the beginning. So what we would do is just our regular, math, English, science, all that stuff. But then, so during class we would have like a.
It was like after lunch, so you had that 3 hours. Mm-hmm. It was like 12 to 3 until you got out. So he kind of got everything done in the morning to the before the afternoon.
So then the tail end of it was more laid back, kick back. So after lunch, we would go to recess, then come in. And so when we would come in, he'd turn the lights off, and everyone sat there, and then he'd just start telling stories. Like
he tells childhood stories of like mischief and stuff he did.
Stuff that happened with him, and
they were funny stories.
The original podcast, So it was, it was. They were cool. It was funny. Some of them were funny, and for us, we were just there kicking it.
He was real enthusiastic.
Yeah, the way his mannerisms when he would tell the stories and stuff, like he got you in it. But then we noticed like later on he started being an asshole to certain kids, and so
us being two of them.
Yeah, and then we were like kind of the root cause of according to him, the root cause of a lot of the issues there. But I mean, I think part of it's true, but not all of it.
Yeah. You're not going to say that. Yeah. You're not supposed to talk to kids like that.
Yeah. And, but anyway, so then as time went on, there was rumors when we got older. So fast forward, we're out of there, we're gone or whatever.
But during the stories, so he had a little office in the back area, and he didn't have a door, but he had a curtain just covering it. So he'd go back there, and he was back there with like no more than a minute.
Yeah.
But we never knew what he was doing back there, and then he would come back and he'd be jazzed up. Yeah, like ready to go, tell stories or just whatever.
Yeah, and no, we were still there. We were in the next grade, but
yeah, because I think it's when we got to like 8th grade, we kind of figured it out.
Mm-hmm. So then one day he's like, well, the principal's like, he's not going to be here anymore. Like, okay, so then he ended up going to another school.
He got 86.
Yeah, so he went to another school, and I'll go back to it, but come to find out, I guess he was boozing during school, and it makes sense, like as an adult looking back at it. Mm-hmm. Like if you're going back there, you're sneaking something and going
take a shot.
Yeah, and then coming back out. But yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say. I don't know if you remember, but so there was like an altercation with me and him, and my mom got involved, and then so it was during October, the Halloween carnival.
Yeah.
So at the Halloween carnival, we were playing Pee-wees at the time for the Aztecs. So then we went after practice, and when we got there, he came like running up to us, like, "Hey boys, this and that."
Hey!
Yeah, and then my mom was there, and
got a little buzz going.
And you could tell, like, because I mean, in our family there's some drinkers, so we were aware of it. Like when someone was drunk, we knew. So when we saw him, like he was pretty sauce, dude, and that was at that night ended up why he was getting fired.
That was his last night there.
Yeah, so he was pretty fucked up that night. Yeah, but it's and then everybody you talk to, like all our buddies we graduated with, everybody has stories about it, but he was one of them. Like he was fucked up, but like some of the stories, it was.
He was cool. It was like a 50-50. He had his good days and his bad
Yeah, it
days.
depended when you caught him.
Yeah.
So he was having a bad day, he fucking told you off, or you know. And
There was one kid fell asleep in class, and he went up to him and fucking blew a whistle in his ear.
Yeah, he. The mom was our bus driver, and she about whooped his ass for it, and it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nowadays, fuck, that would have been. That
Lawsuit.
yeah, that would have been.
Yeah, fuck $100,000 in your bank account.
Yeah, blown eardrum.
Yeah.
But yeah, did you have any of the ones for Outside Creek, and then for the older?
I remember there was one with Mr. D. We remember we were picking on Ryan Davis. Well, we were kind of bullies. We were picking on Ryan Davis, and so
during football.
yeah, there was one kid, Ryan. Is he like a fucking Marine or something now?
Ryan Davis?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Special Forces.
Maybe.
They come kill us. But anyways, so it was me, my brother, Pat, and Daniel too. Daniel got in on it.
Okay.
And then, so Daniel, us four. So every time they hike the ball, we take turns. Boom, we nail them, lay them out. The next one, boom. And then finally at the end, Daniel got the last hit on him. That's when he went off. He was crying. He started cussing.
No, but Daniel was smaller, so then he took a couple swings at Daniel.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I'll get this motherfucker.
Yeah.
And Daniel always got shit. And that's when Mr. D came. And just like looking back, like it's fucked up. It's like something you tell adults, not little kids. Oh, how old are we? Like 10?
About there, yeah.
About 10. So he lines us all up, and he's all right, I want to hear the story. He's all Johnny Joseph, I don't believe you. he's all Pat, Daniel, maybe. So I'm like, fuck you, dude. Fucking asshole.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember? Yeah, that's when Ryan Davis is gonna uppercut Daniel. He said.
European uppercut.
Yeah,
not
take his head
not
off.
the regular one. Nah, he was going
Whatever that was. Yeah, he's gonna take your damn head off.
Yeah. Oh, and then hold on the other one real quick. It not with that teacher, but
Pat was fucking crying on the zipper. Got us in trouble, Pat. Remember?
No.
You don't remember? You fucking remember?
No, go ahead. But I got a different one from the teacher. But
We had that new equipment, and it's like a zipper, but it's in the air, so you hold on to it, and you run, and it takes you across like a zipper. And Pat was holding on, and then you pushed him all the way, but you went too hard. And when he hit the end, it stopped. It went, poof, he landed on his back. And Pat just started crying. He was fucking grabbing his back. And then
fucked him up.
Yeah, then looking back, he probably fucking hurt.
Yeah.
And Mr. D came and...
He got hip surgery not too long after that.
Yeah. No,
Sorry.
that's his back, though.
Sorry, Pat.
But he laid him on the bench. And then...
Wait.
Remember he laid him on the bench?
Yeah, and he was examining him and all that.
He's like, all right, just think of some girls. Or he's saying that shit to Pat. And then, we ended up getting in trouble for that one.
Yeah, fuck yeah. No, the other one I was thinking about now looking back.
Mindy?
yeah. So this is the other thing where we knew he was fucked up because
he was Superman.
When people start drinking, like you think you're like invincible, you fucking
10 feet tall and bulletproof.
Yeah, and strong as hell. So we had just got that new equipment. I forgot it was some grand or whatever, but we got new equipment Outside Creek, and it was one there across. There was a little.
Before that, do you remember the old slides? They were like the brown, and they were real old. You remember? All right.
I was too older. There was a bridge that you climb up and then you walk across the bridge, but in between the bridge there was metal poles that kind of held it together. So this girl Mindy, she I don't know, they were dicking off or something, and she put her knee through it.
She was real thin, so her knee went inside between the two bars.
And when she put it in, she tried to pull it out and it wouldn't come back out. So then obviously she panicked, started screaming, crying, and then so we went and we told the teacher, and then here comes Mr. D, fucking chest popped out, walking over there, and So he goes and like he's examining it, looking at it, and he's like, fuck it, I could probably
I just took a shot. I'm
yeah, I could probably pull these fucking bars
Yeah,
apart.
They hurt us.
Yeah. I don't know if I was right. I was saying
He was red. Yeah.
He grabbed those bars, metal bars, dude. Like I don't know who he thought he was, but he grabbed them and he just fucking
Ronnie Coleman.
yeah, he was pulling them, dude. It was redder than a goddamn tomato, and they didn't. Obviously, of course, they didn't budge. They didn't move, and I forgot how they got there. I think
they like lifted her up and then kind of back down like at an angle, and it kind of angled it out the kneecap.
God, yeah. So that was
That was his first go-to to try to bend metal bars.
Yeah, that was a more logical idea. But I don't know. That's just kind of scraping the surface with those. There was a lot more, and he wasn't. I mean, he wasn't the only one. We had the other teacher, and they were 6th and 7th, and
She didn't like us.
no, maybe it was us. No,
Can't be.
I don't know, dude. But then again,
someone don't like you.
but then again, like kids are kids, and like you gotta understand, like kids are gonna do stupid shit, but as a kid, you're not like on the same thought process as an adult. So obviously now looking back, hey, don't do that because you're gonna,
shouldn't do that.
Yeah, this is gonna happen. Kid, it's like, oh well, okay, but I might do it again. But I don't know. It was kind of fucked up. But that was gonna be a segue into which. I know we said we're not gonna get like real political or shit like that, but I think it's more just because it's like so much in your face, dude. Like if you open like Facebook or anything, it's like just in your face all the goddamn time. And I think since we have kids too, it's more you kind of think about it a little bit more. But the whole thing, I was gonna say coming on today's Monday the 18th, so. Today's I guess the day they're doing for if you're against the vaccine, don't send your kids to school.
Gotcha.
Yeah, don't send your kids to school, and then on top of not sending your kids to school, I guess there's like teachers that aren't going to school as well.
Sure.
So, I mean,
they have a new process. I just figured it out. Jojo told me. So remember back in the day when you get substitutes, they'd have to schedule it the day before.
Yes.
They have substitutes on standby at the school.
Oh yeah. At the school.
At the school.
Okay.
So if a teacher has to leave, they're already there and they jump in.
Okay.
So I'm sure those subs are probably getting their money right now.
They had them ready to rock and roll.
They're on standby.
Deployed.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll go with mine, but here's the way I look at it. My
CWN.
so my daughter, she's gonna be 7, and I mean kids. I think kids nowadays, it seems like, I mean, I'm just using myself for example. I think kids are a lot smarter now than they. Maybe it's just me, but but I feel I feel like they're a lot smarter now, and so with adding,
they have to be with all this technology. It's like you give an iPad to a kid, they know how to
figure all that shit out,
all the apps and everything, do all that.
Sure. So with my daughter, I feel like she's advanced for her age, and she knows. I mean, any kid too. Like you kind of have a grasp of what death is. So recently she had where she went to daycare. The daycare provider, the dad passed away. Her dad passed away from COVID, and my daughter's aunt, she has COVID, and it's bad, and she's not very old. I mean, she's late 30s, and she's seen how it take a toll on her. I think she has to use oxygen tank now, and it's bad. And both of them didn't get vaccinated. So I was telling Kayla, my wife, I said, if you talk to him, I'm gonna, what I'm gonna tell her, and obviously as adults, as her parents, we got to make a decision for her. But I'm gonna tell her, hey, there's this shot.
You're playing God.
No, I said, hey, there's this shot. If you get it, there's a strong possibility that if you do get this virus, that it's going to help you. I don't know what the long-term effects are, but the short-term effects are it's going to keep you alive from this vaccine. If you don't get the shot, you might be all right, or you might die.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I mean that's kind of. I mean, obviously, we'll probably try to figure out how to reword that somewhat, like for her age bracket. But that's what it boils down to.
Yeah, you die.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's like I I got it just because I don't know. I'll roll the. I didn't want to roll the dice. I just as far as getting it and figuring out later on, or getting it and figure out, oh shit, well I'm not probably not going to survive from this. Just like you, you know, Nita and Melissa, like you guys all, or you allegedly got it.
I had the flu.
They got it and they were down for like almost a month, and I mean Melissa's still down. So,
And
I don't know. What's your thoughts about getting the kids?
Like,
because it's gonna be the next. It's because they have one for 12,
yeah.
I believe, but the next one is from 5 to 11, so 5 and up basically.
So for me, I'm real. I'm hard on the kids, but like when it comes to their health, I'm like sensitive. So, like for instance, Cash, he needs to get something done to his teeth, and they want to put him under, but I'm scared to let that happen. So I'm going the alternate route where they give him like a drink to
numb it,
to kind of like make him dizzy, or like I guess it's the way they explain it, like Barney style. They said it's kind of like he's drunk.
Oh, okay.
And then they do the stuff they have to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to do that instead of actually putting them under. And so with the shot, I'm kind of like the same way. Like for me, it's nothing like political. There's no political like left, right, whatever. It's just that I'm not against it, because being in the military, you have to get shots. Shit, I got shots. I don't even know what they were for. There was one that I think it was like a smallpox, and you have to. They stick it in your. It's like a needle, and they dip it in this stuff, and they stick it in your arm, kind of like an old-fashioned tattoo. And then they cover it up, and it bubbles. Then it pops, and then you have to cover it up again.
Shit.
So yeah, and I still have a mark on. Everyone has a scar on it. Whoever in the military, that's the way you know they're in there, because everyone has to get it. And anthrax shots we got, everything. So I just want to know what the long-term effects would be before giving it to a kid. Like, if I get it, okay, I'll get the shot, whatever. But I don't want to make that decision for somebody else, and something happens, and I'm like, fuck, it's my fault. I made him get it.
And again, that's the other where the other side of the pendulum, where shit you don't know.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like for right now, the kids, like it seems like they, without being vaccinated, it seems like they don't show too much signs or effects on them. Yeah, so I think they might be good, but I'd say like 14, 15 and above maybe, but after under 10, that's kind of pushing it.
Yeah. And the other thing, so this is, and so real quick, for me, it's like, if you want to do it, cool. If you don't, it's whatever. But like you said, I'm not left or right, whatever. There's no political agenda here. It's do what you want to do. But it might kind of sound like I'm defending it, the vaccine. But here's the other flip side. I thought, and correct me if I'm wrong, but so when you go to school, there's already all these other vaccines we have to get, right? I know one of them was like the chicken pox. There's the polio one, and there's other
whatever.
Yeah, there's all these other ones. So at some point in time, scientists, doctor, the FDA, the CDC, they all had to do something similar what they're doing today, and say, okay, so this is we'll say chicken pox, for example. This is chicken pox, so let's try to figure out how we could eradicate it. So they're doing all these things, test, and okay, I think we figured it out. So let's do a couple trial runs on people, I guess guinea pigs, and so they did it and it worked. So now chicken pox isn't around anymore. Yeah. There's a vaccine for it. Flu. So back in the day when they did this, I think it was similar circumstances. Like I said, correct me if I'm wrong, but there were similar circumstances to where it's brand new, and they figured it out. Then they started administering it.
But you're right. But the only argument I have, and I'm sure a lot of people have, is just the long-term effects. That's the only thing that people are hesitating to get it.
Yeah, and then with that, the long term effects we don't know. Short term effects, it's gonna keep you alive.
Yeah.
So I don't know, dude. Like you said with the kids, it's like with me, I got it. I roll the dice. If something happens, my kids are taken care of. If God forbid, I pass or something from it. But then with my girls, yeah, it'd be rough, dude. Like,
what'd you say the next one is? The 12 and under now?
5 basically 5 and up. So it's like 5 to 11. So 5 and up. Yeah. And the whole thing about it is they're wanting to make it mandatory
for the schools.
Yeah, for the kids and everybody just to attend school. So that's the whole thing about it. I'm more for like let the kid. I don't know. See, I'm back and forth, dude. Like I want to let my daughters make that decision, but then again, she's gonna be 7 years old, so she doesn't really, is able to make the best decision. So we have to make it for her, So if you give her, $20, say you got to get food and whatever, blah blah blah, and she's gonna go get a fucking LOL doll.
Candy.
So yeah, so that's the other side of it. But what I wanted to say, anybody who does watch this and they have their thoughts about it, I want to know if it's more, not just for the kids, but for you. Is it more that you're against the vaccine because you don't know, like my brother said, you don't know what's gonna happen long term, or are you more against it because it's someone saying, hey, you have to get this shot? Is it more that? Because right now, I'm
probably more that.
That's what I'm seeing more that I talk to, that people are saying, well, I'm not opposed to it, but it's because you're saying, hey, I got to get the shot is what I'm against. Mm-hmm. I understand that, but I don't know. I wouldn't. See, that's the other thing too. Maybe it's because like with when you're in the military, it's like, hey, this is what you're doing today. This is what you got to do. With me, like we went to the academy. I'm in law enforcement now. It's like we get there, and then whatever my sergeant tells me to do, I'm going to do it. If it's within the scope of my duties, I'm going to do it. Tell me what to do, and I'll do it. And that's it. I really don't question things.
Yeah. Because
obviously, if they're giving me a directive, then I'm going to do that. And I think it's because that's how our mindsets are. But for me, it's not. I'm not really rock the boat type of guy. Like especially with all this, I'm not gonna go stand in a corner with a sign and say don't get a. That's really not gonna do anything. It's
like if that's your agenda, then that's fine. But don't try to push your agenda on other people.
Yeah, and really, it's just people are gonna record you and post you, and that's about it. I mean, I don't know if
that's what they want.
I don't know if that's gonna get more of a response, but it's crazy times, dude, that we're living in, and
Fauci.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I just want all this to be over with, but I don't see it gonna be over for a long time.
It's gonna be like the flu, I think. It's just like eventually, like, oh, we'll get the shot, and then every year or something.
But see, Caleb brought up a good point about that. That's why I keep going back to it, like the chicken pox thing. So they made a vaccine, so nobody gets it anymore. Nobody.
You'll get shingles though now.
But
that's the long-term effect.
But if you get the vaccine,
yeah, that if you don't get if you never got chicken pox, then you could get.
You have a possibility of getting
shingles.
Possibility?
Shingles.
Okay, but see, that's with a lot of things. You have a possibility of this or that. You could die.
So you'll get shingles.
So, with that example, like there's no more chicken pox. Can this be the answer? Like you get the vaccine, there's no more fucking coronavirus?
But then, but obviously later on when we find out the effects, then, well, you could still get this later on. And it's going to be that, but we just don't know what that is yet. Yeah. They're not a study.
It's too new, but I don't know, dude. I'd rather be alive now and then figure it out later on. Mm-hmm. So.
Well, yeah, we already reproduced and did everything we wanted to do, so, well, that anyways, but.
Yeah, whatever. But, yeah. But yeah, like I said, if you do want to comment, let us know. Is it more because they want to make you do it, or is it more because you, like my brother said, the vaccine, it's new and you don't know what it's going to be? But so I think I'm gonna talk about remember I was telling you about the pursuit.
Oh yeah,
so ready for that?
You got
okay. So yeah, so when I was in Huron, I was still on FTO, so there was a car, tinted windows, and it had something in the rear view, so it was obstructing the driver's view. So I pulled him over. I went to pull him over. I threw my lights on, and I'm behind him. And anybody knows Huron, it's like
Nobody knows Huron.
Yeah, it's like 100 yards long from north to south. It's not a big town. So I throw the lights on. He's going, and I see he looks back, and you can see him in the rear view because the back windshield's not tinted, so you can see him. And I see him look up, look down. He's looking up. So
today.
Yeah, he keeps going, but he's going the speed limit, so he's only going about 30 miles an hour. So it's nothing fast. So we're going, and
he knows that rule. You keep breaking the laws.
Yeah,
does it go to felony or something?
Yeah, for the so pretty much if you're
during a pursuit,
disregard for public safety and you're committing multiple traffic violations where you're risking someone else, the public's life, then now it becomes a felony invading. So anyways, he's going, he sees me, and so why it doesn't really count as a pursuit for me. It's low speed at one, but second, the FTO, he's the one calling it out. So
you should do a pit maneuver.
No, it wasn't.
Are you authorized?
I wasn't even trained.
You should have rammed him or something.
And so he goes. We pull him over. They arrest him. I think it's a misdemeanor. Yeah, it's a misdemeanor section, but still, he had a couple other issues going on that we took him. So this one. Fast forward to was it early Thursday morning or late? Early Friday morning or late Thursday night? I can't remember. But anyways, I see this. It was all primered and it looked like a 350Z, but I guess it wasn't. But anyway, so I see it, and it rolls through there's a stop sign, so it rolls through the stop sign, and I was all right, good to go. So I throw the lights on, and then he pulls down the street. And I pull behind him, lights going. And so, but prior to that, before pulling him over, I had called Kayla. She's going to bed. So she'll call me when she goes to bed, tell her good night, whatever. And so she was on the phone, and I was like, all right, I'll call you back. And I guess she had said on the phone, so I pull him over. And then so I get out of the car, and I'm starting my approach. And as I take a few steps, he took off on me, dude. Go. So I ran back to the car, and I was all, I got on the rail. I was all, I already had the lights on, and so I hit the sirens, and I was all, he's found us. I'm taking off. He's northbound. So then he takes off, and then Kayla heard me yell it out, and then she heard the siren. I was all shit, and so she hung up, and I heard later on in the back of that, I heard the thing click over. Yeah. So I go, dude. This son of a bitch was fast, man, because we hit it was a road that like kind of curved. So when we hit that curve, I was still going, and it's funny though, because like how we talk about like in the academy where you do the okay, give me your wrist, come here, you're the wrist. Like you have those things where like you kind of say what you're gonna do, but when it's in real life, it's like shit hits the fan. It's like, because like in your head, it's like, okay, when you get a pursuit of, direction of travel, your speeds and traffic conditions, and like what you're supposed to do. Like later on, you'll get better and better, but still, like it's
you don't really have too much pursuits. To practice.
Yeah, and it's like, oh shit. So then like you're kind of like everything's going a mile a minute, and then you have your supervisor talking to you while you're pulling them over, and then you're still trying to catch up. So it's like all at once. And because obviously they have to okay the pursuit to continue, and then so we're going, and sorry, they said okay, it's a good one. So I'm going, and so he turned on another street going northbound, and I go behind him, and as I go behind him going to turn, when I turned, he was fast. He took off, and then there was another stop sign that he turned eastbound on, and because it was a residential area. So as I got up where I could see him coming to that stop sign, he was gone eastbound, dude. And
how far? You just barely seen the headlights or the tail lights?
It was probably about a couple hundred yards, but also you could see the oncoming traffic. It wasn't heavy, but it was moderate. So I said, fuck it. I terminated. I stopped.
Why didn't you go?
at that point, I felt
Did
like
you have the plates?
yeah, I had everything, yeah. But at that point, I felt like it was too much of the risk versus reward type thing.
Don't frag out.
Yeah, and then also the other officer, someone got on the radio and said that they knew who it was, and it wasn't his first rodeo. So, but
So
yeah,
he was
dude,
fucking gone.
yeah, I got dusted.
Dude.
But it was cool, dude. But like afterwards, like your adrenaline's going. Remember we did the Red Man thing in the academy? Like
Yeah.
you're going, dude, and like so I'm done, but like the lights are off.
Jeremy was on the ground.
So the lights are off and done, and I'm stopping there, and I'm like there, and I'm just like, and like you're everything's still going like a mile a minute, dude. But it was cool, dude. It was a good experience, and I liked it because obviously to get better, you got to keep practicing. So
Yeah.
now, like I learned what I need to touch up on, give them more updates, the road conditions, your speed, and all that. So
Was anyone able to get him that day, or like
no.
pursue with you, or it was already over by the time they responded?
Dude, it was like no shit. It was like maybe a minute, if that.
And he was gone.
It was real fast. It all happened real fast. So and it was like on the far northwest side, and there was a lot of shit going on. There was someone got shot and shit. There was some other stuff going on the far southeast side. So it was but it was cool, dude. It was an experience. So we'll see what happens next one. But with that, did you have anything else you want to close with?
What's this week coming up? Oh, we got Halloween coming up.
Yeah. And
What are you
then
gonna be for Halloween?
if I would be like a Willy Wonka with a purple trench coat.
John Wayne Gacy?
No. Yeah, I'd do something like that. I don't know. I really like that.
James Earl Ray?
Gene Wilder. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. What are you gonna do?
Jack Ruby?
Naughty nurse?
Jack Ruby?
Naughty nurse.
No, I don't know what. Oh, because I think Tiffany's going out of town that weekend. Bachelorette party. Radiator hoses. No, I don't know.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna do the ridge, like take the girls and stuff around the neighborhood. So
Yeah, we'll just do that.
yeah,
I think Johnny Cash wants to be Spider-Man again for like 3 years in a row.
that trifecta.
I'm trying to get him to be Eazy-E. He has the curly hair, so I'm like, he should do it, but he doesn't want it.
This Saturday we're gonna do a half marathon around Porterville. We'll see if we could if it's raining or whatnot, because I want to do a video like the ones we've been doing. If it's not too rainy, then we'll do that video and like a little collage thing.
But then we have that Veterans Day run coming up on the 11th.
Yeah. Okay. I'm down to do that.
I think it's only like what's 6 miles? What K? 10K?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's a little over 6.
yeah, so that'll be
We
fun.
can do that. Yeah. But other than that, everybody tuned in. Thank you. Thanks for the support and all that. Those questions we had, if you want to answer them, comment on there. We'll be on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook.
MySpace.
Yeah, bringing back MySpace. So, yeah, but thanks again, everybody, for the support. Love you guys. Take care.